Hello.
Sorry.
I believe we are live. Welcome to these reading sprints. They're dual at this point for both GreekGodAThon and also our new read-along. For the Dream Blood duology.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that correctly?
I think that's what it's called.
Yes.
Good. So I'm being joined by both Femke and Kira. I think Gabby's coming later, right?
I think so. I think she was going to join for a little bit at least, but I'm not quite sure when.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We will see. So welcome. What are you guys going to be doing today?
I got the Two Twisted Crowns. I'm about halfway through it. It's the sequel to One Dark Window.
Oh, how are you liking that?
So they did a perspective switch, because I was in the gray like last time, like with the other book that I was reading, One Dark Window, until I got halfway through it. And I'm just now getting halfway through this one, so I'm sure it'll start picking up. So we'll see how I like the second half.
Okay.
But the other one, the first half was very cliche, ended really strong. This one, they did a perspective switch because of the things that are happening, and so we're getting more than just the main character's perspective this time. And it's so hard for me to love multiple perspectives when I get really settled into one perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if I'm not extremely interested. I don't care if it's part of the plot or the storyline or whatever. I may not be particularly interested in it because now they've entered in another kind of romance again, introduction to another romance in the whole thing, and it's from a different character's perspective. I'm I was I could have done without this.
Yeah.
So maybe the second half will be better,
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
What about you, Femke?
Yeah, I will be studying for my exam on Thursday, which is not very exciting, but needs to be done. So might as well use these sprints for some productivity.
Yeah,
that's a good way to use them, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair, it is useful, also for later in life to know what your rights and everything are, but it's pretty dry.
Yeah, sure.
Not very exciting.
Yeah, I can imagine that, honestly.
But I think I just want to go because I think this summary is 100 pages, give or take. Oh, it's 200 pages. Never mind. Anyway, I was going to say maybe do 20 pages, summarizing the summary or making flashcards of the summary, and then just read. But I'm not sure what I'm going to read, so we'll see.
I mean, that's fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I actually have two options. I have a physical reading option and a audio option with Stardew Valley playing at the same time. So it's either going to be all the Tides of Fate, which I'm over halfway into for a while. So it's going to be the audiobook of this one. I'm going for this one because I'm tempted to I have a old Xbox controller here, and Stardew Valley just released the new 1.6 update, so I'm really excited to just play that. Otherwise, it's going to be Shanghai Immortal, which I'm a chapter into. But so far, it's really interesting because it's about this half vampire, half fox spirit who's a ward of the king and needs to bring a mortal in the immortal realm to sort of this immortal king, and everyone apparently wants to drink his blood, so that's interesting. So it's either or at this point, but we'll see. Anyone has any opinions on what I should do, let me know. But yeah, either or.
I've read neither, and I've never played Stardew Valley, so I cannot give you any informed opinion on this matter.
It sounds like you were excited about Stardew Valley, so that gets my vote.
Fair enough. Thank you. Don't know. I'm reading slowly right now. I mean, I think last month you read 22 along those lines. So I'm not sure what you were calling slow, but
I read 2 so far this month, I think.
I read 3.
Or was it 3? Wait, let me check because I don't remember shit what I read anymore. So I wrote it down though. Just going to check. Yeah, no, I read 2.
Which one does you read?
So I read What the River Knows,
Yes.
and I read Raiders of the Lost Heart.
Did you like that?
Which was not very good, but it was highly entertaining.
Okay. I heard mixed reviews about that one.
Yeah, I agree with the mixed reviews, but I was just so entertained. Like, I think I gave it 4 stars, but that's because I finished it in like one sitting, and I was just, like I said, I was entertained.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not a very high value or anything. It's just a fun, quick read about 2 rival archaeologists in the Mexican jungle. Indiana Jones type shit coming through. It was fun. It was quick. It was fun. It was easy, but it's not, extremely well thought out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Do with that with you will. I enjoyed it, but it's not like it's going to make my best books of the year or anything.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Weren't we supposed to buddy read What the River Knows together?
I thought we said we were just going to read it this month.
Yeah, I thought we said we would have to discuss with Sari first because she was buddy reading it with us. And I thought we wouldn't do it this month, but that's okay.
I don't even remember.
Is it good?
Yeah. Kind of same. I had some issues with it. I think I gave it 4 stars. But it was enjoyable.
Okay, cool.
I'm honestly, I'm going to check because like I said, I don't remember what I do at this point in my life most of the time. I'm just going to check.
I'm trying to finish some books that I started, so going to finish Our Dreams at Dusk, Volume 3, I think that's, and The Keeper. That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, are you guys like, I'm starting 1 or maybe 2, like an audio and a physical, or I start like 300 books at the same time and then read them, like finish them eventually kind of people?
I mean, in general, because I read so quickly, I will start a book and then just finish it. But if it's like a more slow-paced book or just dense, I might start something else. But I might also start something and not enjoy it and just put it down and then at some point pick it back up. So I guess technically I'm in the middle of like 10 books because I started them, but I wasn't feeling them, but I wasn't actually going to DNF them because I didn't like them. But yeah, I guess how you would define that.
Yeah, I used to like do one audiobook and one physical book at a time. And like lately, like I just have not been in the mood to listen to audio. So like I'm just dragging like through whatever physical books I read now.
Fair enough. I am the same. I usually have an audio and a physical, and sometimes a third physical if it's like shorter and something I have to finish first. But usually it's 2. Hello.
Hello.
Only have done 17 labors so far. See? That's what I mean. 17 labors.
He's done a few for me.
I mean, he's literally like holding up Hades at this point.
Yeah.
He's like,
like Atlas, but with Team Hades.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
I have 5 on the go. I'm a mess. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't call that a mess. Everyone reads in their own ways. So if you read 10 at the same time or like 2 or 1, it's just, I know that Ashley does it as well. And she just updates whichever book she reads throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, I mean, it works for her. So if it works for you, then read whichever way you want to read. Are we ready for a first sprint, maybe?
Yep.
How long shall we go for?
We usually do 45 minutes, but I'm fine with whatever. I'd prefer like some like long-ish, at least 30 minutes sprints.
Yeah, I was thinking something along the lines of 45 as well. Shall we do that then?
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. Share screen. There we go. All right. See you in 45 minutes.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm not sure if Esmay didn't hear the bell or not.
Possible. She looks like she's in the middle of the video game.
Probably.
Yes.
She's very focused.
Yes.
Shall I text her? Wait to text her. Oh, wait. I think. No? Well, how did you do, Kira?
I had a couple chapters.
Is it starting to look up or not yet? Or
I mean, it's interesting still, so we'll see. I don't know.
still torn?
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to pick up speed a little bit, you know, like stuff's starting to happen, but, you know, I'm just kind of waiting. I'm going to finish it. I'm not going to DNF it. I don't think it's like to a point like where I would DNF it.
Right. Well, that in any case is good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I went through about 37 pages of the summary,
Mhm.
and I read like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 pages of Ascension by Nicholas Binge. It's this one.
Okay.
I was already partway through that, like 35% or something.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a bit slow, so I wasn't really feeling it yet. So I just put it away. And then I decided, like, because we were just talking about, unfinished books, I might as well pick it up.
Mhm.
So I see Gabby's here in the comments,
Mhm.
and she asked what you were reading.
I'm still reading Two Twisted Crowns, which is the sequel to One Dark Window that I read last time.
Yeah, I don't know what Esmay is doing. I also texted her. Wait, I'm gonna just text her boyfriend.
I'm sure he'll be able to get her he'll be able to get her attention
If he's home.
if he's home.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Nope, wait a second.
Oh. Okay.
No.
And Gabby's also in the waiting room.
Sorry, completely missed everything.
I also just texted Bart to come and tell you that the timer was up.
The timer was up.
Yeah, thank you. Hello.
That was pretty funny, though.
I texted you directly, Esmay, and you were just not seeing it. So I decided, like, well, maybe if Bart's home,
I didn't notice the bell.
him.
I think there was a bell as well. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there was a bell.
Yeah.
It was very gentle, though.
Oh
Not-
my gosh.
Not
I'm
on
so
my
sorry,
side
guys.
of things.
Oh, on my side, it was so gentle. I was like, wow, if I wasn't watching the timer, I would not have noticed that. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hello.
Good. Yeah, I went for a bottomless dim sum, so I am
Ooh.
bursting. But it was really good. Yeah, it's such a beautiful day
Good.
here today in London, so I also went on a walk.
Mm.
How's everyone else?
Good.
Weather sucks where I am. It's been raining all day.
Yeah, it's like raining and then sunny and raining, and it's just weird here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
I'm good.
Yeah. Same as last time. So
Fair. So I just heard what you're reading. That's nice. What game are you playing, Esmay?
I'm playing Stardew Valley while listening to this.
Oh.
I'm checking to see how far in I am because I think I'm nearing the end of this book. Yeah, I am think I read about 50 or listened to about 50 pages on chapter 27.
Nice.
Nice.
I have an hour and 26 minutes left of the audio, so I might be able to finish that today. That'd be
Nice.
good.
Probably.
Also, I killed a lot of people. Well, not people. I killed a lot of monsters in the caves of Stardew Valley.
Is that what that game is about? It's
I thought
different
it
than
was
the one when you're
farming.
like building your farms. Oh, I was gonna say.
Yeah, it is. Like you get a farm from your granddad, I think, something along those lines, and you can farm, you can put crops, you can do whatever you want to do. So it's really
And
I really
kill
like it.
monsters.
Yeah, you can go into the caves,
Oh.
and then you need resources to buy all kinds of or craft. I think all kinds of different machines. Like for example, a machine that makes mayonnaise or kegs, something along those lines, and you need sort of the resources of wood and stone for that. And you can also smelt things, like you have a smithy. There's so many things you can do, and it's so much fun. There's a lot of Easter eggs in there, so yeah, it's a lot of fun. Sorry, I completely missed what you guys were reading and all of that. I was like super hyper focused.
We noticed. Yes.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, I was. I did not. I figured I would hear the bell. I did not hear the bell. I'll check on that better.
Yeah. And then I tried texting you, and I was like, I'm not getting any response. I was like, if Bart's home, I'm gonna just text him.
Yeah, he was literally when all of a sudden I was like, well, I had 15 minutes left. I'm pretty sure those have passed by now, but yeah.
Yeah. Just
My
the
bad.
second I pressed send to Bart, you came back to us.
I'm alive. I'm sorry. Almost halfway through my book. Well done.
Nice.
Maybe you already shared that, but what are you reading, Gabby?
No, I haven't. So I just finished a book this morning called Fathom Folk, which is like kind of new release. It had an arc. It's basically Zootopia, but some people are humans and some are like water creatures, so like sirens, kelpies, like that kind of thing. So I finished that this morning, so I need to start a new thing. I have an arc of, it's called To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods? Question mark? Yes. So I might start that one. I'm curious.
Nice.
But yeah.
I'm actually looking.
Me and my
Is that
book.
the Molly X Chang one? Sorry.
Yes, the one that had like some controversy. So I'm curious to check it out.
Oh, okay.
But also, me and my fiance started watching Free Body Program yesterday.
Oh.
So he's like, "Can we please keep watching?" I was like, "Okay, let me like chat to everyone, and in a reading sprint we can watch TV."
I need to rush into reading that series so that I can watch it.
Yeah, I haven't read the book, but the show is pretty good. It was, like, quite entertaining, although it's very confusing. But it's like very sci-fi, but it's fun.
Oh.
I love science fiction.
Yeah.
I wish I did. I always, when I read it, well, I've read like 2 sci-fi books, but when I do, I always enjoy them. I just never pick them up. I don't know why.
Mm.
You enjoyed Illuminate, though, right?
I really did, and I started Gemina and then never continued. I don't know why. They're on my shelves right here. Pardon me?
Yeah. Gemina was my favorite out of the trilogy.
That's good. I mean, I just really want to read them, but yeah. So many books, so little time.
I'm looking at my...
Go ahead, Kira.
Sorry, I'm looking at my Sun Eater series, and like the next book's coming out April 2nd, and I'm like, I'm still trying to get through the 4th book, but I haven't gone back to it, and I'm craving it again, so soon.
Nice. I was going to say that I went to like a beer tasting event yesterday, and they actually had a beer called So Many Books, So Little Time.
Oh my gosh, they do.
What did it taste like?
I didn't try it because it was like a Russian Imperial Stout, which is probably not something that I'd like. I mean, I don't even really like beer, but I was just going to keep my dad company because I felt bad if he was having to go alone. So they had a lot of the really, really dark beers, the black ones.
Does your dad like those?
No.
No, I figured because
no, but
he likes
like
white
the
beer,
blonde.
Right?
No, not white, like the blonde ones. But those are bitter, and I don't like bitter. So It was
No.
a struggle
Why are
trying
the
to
black
figure out.
ones even more bitter?
Well, it depends because I tried like a porter yesterday, which is also very dark, but that one was not bitter at all. That was actually like my favorite one that I had last night, even though like in terms of flavor, it was really like intense. So I wouldn't want to have too much of it, you know. But it was really good. But it was just, you know, it's the type of beer that you have to drink slowly because it's, you know, quite a high alcohol percentage as well for beer. But I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was the first time these people organized it, and it was like a huge success. Sold out, 500 people, like 7 different brewing companies. They had live music. They had food trucks. It was really well organized, actually.
That's interesting, actually.
That's fun.
Yeah. That's actually the store that I got the beer for your dad and Bart from last time.
Oh, really? It was
Yeah, they
fun
organized it.
fact. It was a very fun fact because Femke actually got my parents like a beer set and my boyfriend Bart as well. And fun, like we're not the biggest country in the world, but we're also like not a country that does beer brewing a lot. So the specific beer that Femke actually picked out and bought where she lives, like 2 hours away from where my parents live, was actually brewed in the same place my parents live without her realizing it. It was very funny.
You're like, oh, here's this exotic beer you probably never tried.
So I just went to the guy and I was like, I need 2 sets of, you know, beer for these people. Like, what do you have? Because I'm not really a beer person and I have no idea what I'm doing. So I just asked the guy that does know what he's doing. And he was like, oh, well, I've got these 2. I was like, okay, might as well. So I didn't even really check where they were from. But yeah, that was a very funny coincidence.
It was very funny. And fun fact, my dad had not tried them before. So that's good.
To be fair, your dad didn't even know where it was.
No, neither did I. I was like, what? We have a brewery somewhere?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew we did, or at least where my parents live, they have a company that does whiskey, and we also have some wine brewing, I think. But beer, I hadn't heard before. So, interesting.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. I'm going to be making some gyoza in a little bit.
Nice.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, my boyfriend actually went out yesterday, and we have a sort of Asian supermarket around the corner where we live, at least where we live now. And they have this like huge bags that you can put into the freezer of gyozas. And we had some yesterday. And fun fact, we don't have a freezer right now, so we kind of have to finish them up. So, you know, might as well.
That makes sense.
Such a chore. Such a
chore. Yeah. I'm gonna have to, you know. In the next house, we'll have a freezer, so I'm excited for that.
When are you moving?
We are moving end of July. We actually heard, not last week, but the week before, that a bid on a house got accepted. So we are moving end of July. So that's really exciting.
Are you going to get one of like the giant multiple body freezer ones?
Actually, we're getting a huge American fridge. My parents are gifting that to us, and that one has like filtered water and ice cubes. So I'm gonna be one of those like spoiled girlies.
My parents have one of those, and I love like going home and just like you with your glass and like, please water. And
just give me water with ice because I'm fancy. I don't know. I just really, really like those. But yeah, I'm so excited for that. I'm gonna have a library in the next house as well.
Exciting.
So excited.
You have a room that's just gonna be like your bookshelves.
Yeah, I mean, we're going from a I think it's 48 square meter apartment to a 108 square meter house of 3 stories with 4 bedrooms. So we're with 2 people. We have a garden. We're gonna have a garden. So yeah, I'm really excited. One of those rooms is gonna be, you know, just my library / office. So I can just, you know, have a place. I'm sitting on the bed right now, which is fine because my boyfriend's watching TV. But then I can just sit in my office.
Honestly, I'm sitting on my bed because my boyfriend's watching TV. So, apartment life.
Yeah, I know how that feels. Yeah. I'm really, really excited about that. And I can finally get extra bookshelves because God knows I need it.
Mhm.
Like two.
Happy for you. That's very exciting.
Yeah. It's so exciting. I was such a relief. And we were so lucky that in such a short period we managed to find something, because a lot of people here are just like, a friend of mine actually placed like 10 bids on like 10 different houses and finally got one. And for us, it was the second bid and we got accepted. So we got really lucky.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm really, really excited for that, to finally have all of my books in the same place, because two bookshelves are still my parents' place because they simply do not fit. So I'm excited. Really
Nice.
excited for that.
Are you gonna have like a housewarming party?
Probably, yeah. I mean, we'll also have a spare bedroom, so we'll probably be able to, house people. So Femke can come over and she can sleep over, so she doesn't have to drive back. Yay! So that's
Also, do you have something on like the 19th, 20th of April? Because I'm going to an event at the Van der Valk Hotel in Deventer. So I'm very close by.
What event are you going to?
It's work. It's I believe it's called like Timing Inspirational Event. Like Timing is the company I work at, and I don't even know what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to, discuss new ideas and be innovative and all that kind of stuff.
Kick off and kind of thing.
Yeah, I have no idea, but I'm just going so I don't really have to work that day.
Ooh, 18th and 19th, you said?
1920.
Oh, 1920. No, we don't.
Okay, book that in your diary, please.
Right, will do. On it.
Okay, I have to leave like not too late on the 20th at the very least, because I do have a concert in the evening. But I mean, I guess I'm not going to stay at the Van der Valk though, because that hotel is stupidly expensive. But
you have to pay for it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I have to go there for one day. It's not a multiple day event. So if I'm going to stay, then yeah, that's my own.
In that case, we're going over the market on Saturday morning. That's just, you're gonna like that.
Do you have any recommendations for like cheap hotels?
I can ask Bart. I'm pretty sure he knows better than I do.
Yeah, because Van der Valk is not it, because that is like 150 euros just for one night, and that is excluding any food. So
I can check. I have an idea in my head, but I'm not sure if that's expensive or not. I'll let you know.
Yeah, for like the international people, Van der Valk is like a chain of hotels that is pretty well known, and it has pretty high standards, but it's also not very cheap, and it has like an exclusive line like chain, and those are obviously more expensive, and the one that I will be going to is one of the exclusive ones. So
nice.
But yeah.
Oh, never mind. The thing I was thinking about is even more expensive.
Oh well, preferably not.
Yeah, I mean, it is that we don't have bleach, otherwise you could have slept over.
Yeah, you could sleep on the couch.
Yeah, literally, that's what it would be. There's no room. I'll ask Bart. I'm pretty sure he has some ideas.
Yeah. Or if there's like a random friend that you have that might have a spare bedroom or something, that would be fine with me crashing there.
Fair enough. I'm thinking, but I don't know. Most people here actually live in apartments, so
yeah, that's usually the case in like city centers.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly expensive considering it's like, is it a big city or?
It is.
It's
I wouldn't
not
call
a huge city, but it's a city. It's not London or anything.
I was gonna say that's like the price of London hotels, so it's like
but Dutch hotels are stupidly expensive in most cases.
Yeah, and I think these are also, especially that one is like one of the more higher end ones. I'm pretty sure you can find ones that are a lot cheaper.
I just need like a bed and a shower.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I just need it to be clean, honestly.
That is also very fair. So
like that is my main thing.
I will ask. I will let you know.
Thank you.
No
Sorry for this
problem.
interlude, by the way, but I just was reminded.
I mean, it's better to just, book things like that than when you're like, oh, I'm here. And I'm like, but I'm not here. If
Yeah,
there's
that
nothing
usually
booked right now.
happens.
Yeah, it does. Sadness. Shall we head into the next sprint so you can watch some more TV?
Sounds good. I think my boyfriend's just on his phone waiting.
He's like, just hurry up.
Hasn't he texted you yet? Like,
Oh yeah, but I was like 15 minutes. Give me 15 minutes. I didn't bring my phone in the room, so I wouldn't know.
I mean, that's smart. Or he's basically like, your timer went off. You need to come back to me now.
And it was like a tense scene that we stopped at too. So I was like,
Oh no. Oh no. Shall we do an hour then to have a bit more time?
sounds good.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. I don't think I can put the bell any louder, so hopefully,
I mean, it was loud enough for me, but
I think I know what happened because I unplugged my headphones to wirelessly connect it to my phone, but I left the jack into the laptop. So I have the idea that I didn't hear anything due to the fact that the jack was still in there, but there was nothing connected to it. So maybe that would help if I just like put one ear like halfway and then actually unplug it when I'm listening. But in any case, I hope it's going well next sprint. Otherwise, just I'm sorry in advance.
I'll text Bart again and let him know that the timer went off.
He was very prompt. He like, got the message and right away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he usually is. All right. See you guys in an hour.
Bye.
Bye.
I heard the bell this time. Ooh. Femke actually said that she was still doing something for an exam. I think like an oral exam or something, practice exam. She says I have a maximum of 90 minutes for that, so I might not be there when the timer goes off. So,
Okay.
How did you do? Did you read?
Yeah, I did like a little bit of cleaning. And I read a few
That's good.
chapters.
How are you? Are you still enjoying it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just I don't know, like it's interesting. Like I love the lore and stuff in it. I'm just like waiting for the action to pick up, but I'm sure like once it picks up, I won't be able to put it down. But
Mhm.
I still feels like it's still working up to all of that.
Oh, fair enough. And you're about halfway done, I think.
So it's like a little over 400 pages, and I'm 244 pages in.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope it's gonna pick up soon.
I would say like within like the next 50 pages, it should, hopefully.
Awesome. What about you? How was the TV show?
Yeah, it's really good. We have like 2 episodes left. I'm worried we're just gonna spend the rest of the day doing that because it's really good.
I mean, that is awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe I should pick up the books because there's like 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? I've never heard of them before, so I wouldn't know if they were good. Did you read them, Kara?
I have them. I bought them a long time ago. It was like one of those things like where I was collecting them to make sure I got them in hardcover. And I have them on my like portable rolly like shelf. Like, and they were supposed to be like my top priority shelf, and my top priority shelf is not so top priority. So
I know that feeling. I have the exact same kind of cart.
Yeah.
So someday.
Yeah.
Someday.
I'm nearly done with it.
Nice. How much do you have left, like time-wise?
Time-wise, it's, let's say like 30 minutes maybe? No.
Oh, nice.
54 minutes, actually. So I might just, I don't know. I'll either read it physically, but I mean, this does not feel like 50 minutes to be.
But is it 54 considering that you probably read it faster than normal speed?
I think so.
Okay.
Because, oh, maybe not.
Because if you listen like time 2, will take you like half an hour then.
Yeah, I thought it actually changed it, but.
What app do you use?
Scribd.
Oh,
I've been using Scribd.
They tell you if you're in the app. They tell you. Hello.
Yeah.
They tell you like the times considering how fast you're reading. But if you're out of the app, then that should be accurate. I think.
Wait, let's see if you can. Like I'm right here, and it says like 45.
Didn't you have like an hour 10 left before, or was it more?
Yeah, I had about an hour and a half, I think. So that's about right because it took me about half an hour to have food, and then I listened for about half an hour. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I'm making my way through it. Quite honestly, I don't care that much about it. I think it's gonna sit at like a 3-star or something along those lines because I don't I'm not. It's the final book in a duology, and I'm not feeling like I need to finish this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine. How did you do in your practice exam, Femke?
I don't know because the organization that I make these exams for, like these specific ones, they will be checked by them. So I just need to wait for this grade to come in because there's a couple of questions that you need to actually type in your answer. And apparently the computer isn't smart enough to do that. So yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure.
What kind of exam is it?
So it's for work, and it's basically about like legal stuff regarding working in the Netherlands, basically. So that can range from like how many hours you are allowed to work to like what kind of compensation you can get if you're fired, and to what kinds of like what type of contract you are allowed to have based on your work history, and what kind of like money you can get from the government if you lose your job, and
Mm.
it's a whole bunch of stuff. Basically, yeah, relating to, in Dutch we call it arbeidsrecht. But Esmay, help me. How do we translate that to English?
I would call that like the rights of the workers.
Mm.
Yeah, basically.
Cool they're
Workers'
making like, that there's a test for it, because then you're way more informed, right, of your rights and stuff.
Yeah, it's what I said at the beginning. It's like, it is useful to know, you know, what your rights are and also what you have to do and that kind of thing, but it's pretty dry material.
Mm.
Mhm.
Like, you have to know exactly what percentage you have to pay for this type of like social insurance thing that we have in the Netherlands, you know, those kinds of things. Like, I'm never going to use that, and Google knows that anyway. But
It's weird that it's a test. I feel like it could just be like an online module they make you do so you know it, but you don't have to like memorize it.
let me show you the module. So this is all the material that I have to know.
That's quite a lot.
This is the summary of that material. So, I mean, like I said, it's useful, but it's pretty boring to work through.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, fair enough.
There's a bunch of stuff that I'm never really going to use anyway, but
Yeah. There.
did you manage to watch some more of the 3-body problem?
I did indeed. I think we are nearing the end of episode 6. And there's 8.
There's 8? How many? Okay.
Yeah, it's really good actually. It was like a slow start, but not in a bad way. Just like it was a little slow, but then
Yeah.
now shit's going down.
Nice.
And it's still kind of slow actually. It's like it's a weird mix of both, but in a good way.
What is it about? I mean, I know it's sci-fi, but like, what's the premise of the story?
So I'm just trying to think what's not a spoiler.
I think
So essentially it's about like it's kind of like there's like 2 timelines, at least in the first season. There's one that's happening in like communist China and one like present day. And you follow this like scientist in China as they're trying to get in touch with aliens. And then the current time, like weird things are happening, like people are committing suicide and stuff, and like it's top scientists in the world, so they're not sure why. Yeah, that's what happened in the first episode, so I feel like that's not a spoiler. So yeah, so it's kind of like it goes from there kind of thing.
Well, that sounds cool, actually.
I heard the book, like I did hear like that about the book, like it being like a kind of a first contact kind of thing. But I also heard like that the book is kind of very difficult to read, like in portions, because some of it's told from the perspective of the aliens. So the author had to kind of figure out how to construct, you know, like that whole scenario, like while probably like using like a different, like completely like different point of reference. So I'm wondering how the verbiage is in the way that they describe things versus, you know, like the regular verbiage like that they would use coming from like the different perspectives.
That's
Actually sounds really interesting.
Yeah, they've not really replicated that in the show. Like we hear from the aliens through different ways, but like we don't like fully, like we don't know what they look like and stuff like that. Like we're not fully in their perspective. It's more like how they communicate. So yeah, it's like kind of like a first contact. And like, is it, you know, a good one or a bad one? And, like it's really interesting because you follow like astrophysicists and like really, really smart people. But it's basically about this group of friends actually together, and now they're like adults, and it's kind of them dealing with it kind of thing.
Actually sounds really cool.
It is quite good actually. I'm not like that into sci-fi either, but it's really good.
I didn't used to be either, but the more I read it, the more I love it, especially science fiction fantasy, because I realize that I'm not a huge fan of magic systems that don't have like a hard like a structure. Like I like rules. Like I like them to be able to manipulate those rules to make like cool things like happen out of it. I like to understand the magic system that I'm reading about. And if you just give me like, you know, something like, hey, this is kind of how it is, I'm not very satisfied with that. It's not logical for me. But with science fiction fantasy, you get a lot more of that because there's a lot more structure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've been enjoying way more sci-fi. Like I've been picking up like, for example, I was like, because I was reading this book called Astrophysics for People in a Hurry, which is like a nonfiction. And that got me really in the mood for like sci-fi. So I was like looking for a book that was giving similar vibes to Project Hail Mary, which is like I think my favorite sci-fi I've ever read. I've not read that, but I really, really loved it. And then I don't know, I went on Scribd. I was like, what are the top audiobooks in sci-fi? And I just picked this book called Specimen 959 or something now, 595 or 959, something like that. It's about this guy who like gets pushed off the orbit when he's traveling, and then he's like locked in this like sci-fi world. But it's very actiony, and the narrator keeps screaming at me anytime there's anything remotely exciting happening. So I'm not loving it, but I'm like, I crave this like Alien First Contact BFF thing from like Project Hail Mary, which is like an amazing book. So yeah.
Have you seen Arrival, the movie Arrival?
No.
Italy?
No, I've never heard.
Wait, which one is that? Is that with like the vertical pot thingies?
Yeah, like it's got Jeremy Renner in it.
Yes,
right?
I have seen that actually.
It's so good.
It was a bit mindfucky, to be honest.
It was
I
good.
think I've seen that one too.
Towards the end, at least,
A
but it
while
was really
ago.
good. I watched it twice, I think, and the first time I was like, "Wait, what?" The second time it made a lot more sense.
Yeah. I need to pick it up.
Yeah, some of it is from the alien's point of view, but it's done by a certain medium. That's cool.
Many of you read Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky.
I have it. I haven't gotten to it yet.
Even though it wasn't my favorite, like I think in terms of like it being a sci-fi book, it was a really good book. Like it wasn't my favorite because I felt it was a bit too long, and it took a bit too long to get to the point for me personally. But it was a really interesting idea. So I would definitely recommend that if you're looking for like an interesting sci-fi book with some unique concepts, because I was not expecting that.
Need to check it out. I'm also interested in the Expanse series, although I have heard that the books maybe aren't as good as they go along. Like my fiance loves the TV show, like he loves it. So I feel like I should give it a try. But yeah.
I feel most of the time with sci-fi, I'm just kind of like intimidated into not reading it because I'm scared of all like the, physics.
Not understanding things. Yeah.
So in that sense, I really like, Illuminae and Aurora Rising because that's kind of feels like sci-fi for dummies.
Yeah.
With not too much of the technical side going on.
I mean, I definitely need sci-fi for dummies because I'm dumb. So
honestly, like reading the Astrophysics for People in a Hurry, I was like, I don't understand 90% of this. I was like, am I kind of stupid?
No.
I mean, my boyfriend actually did he was a pilot at some point. So whenever he's watching these videos about these sort of famous crashes and all, and there's like this image of the cockpit, and I just go shapes and colors, and he just knows exactly everything that's there, and it's just so interesting.
Like, so many buttons.
So many shapes and colors, and then the same thing. Like he knows a lot about the weather as well, because I mean I didn't realize that as much, but logically they need to know everything about like the wind streams, whatnot. And he just goes, yeah, that's a cumulonimbus. And I was like, what's that? Apparently it's a specific type of cloud that looks like an anvil, I think, like a plume. It's the prettiest one apparently. But I was like, what did you say? It is really interesting. What did you just call me? It's really interesting.
I feel like they teach you about those in school, and I was like, okay, I see this drawing. I see what you're saying about this drawing, but how am I meant to apply it to actual, like, all the clouds look the same?
Also, another sci-fi book that, like, in retrospect, I actually think is really interesting. Like, when I was reading it, like, my expectations and the actual book just didn't line up, so I think I gave it 2 stars. But it really did stick with me, but that's Dead Silence,
Oh,
which is kind of like a horror in space.
Yeah, I read that one.
It's kind of, I think it was based on, like, the Titanic, the fact that it went missing for so many years and it took so long for them to find it.
It was like Ghost Ship meets Titanic.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, like a salvage crew in space find a long abandoned or long lost spaceship, basically, and something went down, and it's really eerie.
Yeah, I've been hearing about it, but I've heard it's not that good because I think it's by an author I really like, but maybe like a different pen name or something. But I've been hearing like bad things. So I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. But now, like,
to me, it was hyped up as something else than it actually was, which, like I said, made my realistics, my expectations not line up with like what the book actually was. And I feel like for me personally, that is the biggest reason that I didn't really like it. But it has, like, it has stayed with me. Like I keep sometimes thinking about the book, while other books I'm like, okay, I read this, but I don't remember anything. So in that sense, I mean, it stayed with me, so it might be worth it to reread it for me. But I'm not. I do remember not being quite satisfied with like the ending, but like overall, the atmosphere of the book I thought was really eerie, and I really liked that.
Same.
Thanks. I'll check it out. I did it on my Goodreads.
What is their new book? I don't even remember.
I actually think I got it confused with another book, but I have also been seeing this cover. There's another one that has a very similar cover, and it's by an author that normally doesn't write sci-fi, but I really like.
S.A. Barnes. What did S.A. Barnes?
I mean, it's a really good book. Might be controversial, but I still think the Da Vinci Code is a really good book.
I love the Da Vinci Code.
I love the Da Vinci Code.
I actually think in the way it's written, you almost want to believe it yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
like, even though you know it's not true and everything, but just the way that he wrote it almost makes you believe it.
Yeah.
I confused it for Luminous Dead because the cover's both like hands and space, and it has the word dead in it. But okay, fair play. But yeah,
fair enough.
Well, that's a good.
I mean, both look pretty from the outside. Here's the thing: I will just add them to TBR and then never read them because I just added Project Hail Mary because of your recommendation, but it'll be on there for a couple years. It's the same thing.
Audiobooks, it's a really good audiobook.
Oh,
like
really?
It sounds super well because there's like an alien language, so the way they like do the sounds is very, very cool. I love it.
Okay.
Honestly, like,
that is awesome.
I never like sit down and listen to an audiobook. Like I have to be doing something. I just sat down and I was like, I can't stop this now. I'm just gonna absorb this.
Oh, that's cool.
It was really good.
I have the same thing with audiobooks. I need to do something. Like, it's either driving, playing a game, cleaning the house, because that's one of my favorite ways to listen to an audiobook, where I'll just put my headphones on and just vacuum. Listen to an audiobook. I think that's one of my, it's actually how I listen to The City of Brass, The Kingdom of Copper, and The Empire of Gold. Just cleaning.
Nice.
It's a core memory at this point. Yeah. But yeah, those are really good. But yeah, I think I'm after this, which is not in the least bit sci-fi. I think I'm gonna go for Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faisal.
Okay.
Nice.
Like, Hafsa is one of my favorite authors due to We Hunt the Flame. I think that duology is just.
You had opinions about that, Gabby, didn't you? You read an article about it.
Well, I did like We Hunt the Flame, so that's already, we're starting from different points.
Yeah.
I really didn't like it. But this one, I feel like even if you liked it, it didn't have like the beautiful language. I feel like the relationship was super underbaked. So I feel like even things that you could have enjoyed about We Hunt the Flame weren't quite there. It's not that I hated it. I just thought it was super mediocre. But I hope I love it. So
if you want like a hyped up review, go ask Sari, because I know she loved it.
Yeah, I mean, she also really loved was it Empire something Sun pretty cover ones. What were they
Empire of
called?
Silence.
No, it's a duology, like the Moon Goddess. What was it
Oh,
called?
yeah.
The Celestial Kingdom. Yeah, the one that we read, I think,
Yes.
as well. What's
Yeah.
it called? School in Tan.
Yeah, that one.
Moon Goddess.
Yeah. And I'm scared to talk to Sari because I hated the second book. I'm like,
I mean, kind of. I didn't hate it, but I don't know. I'm kind of there with you. Like, I didn't hate it, but
it was way too big. Like, I did not care about it at all. And the first one was okay, but not mind-blowing in that sense.
Did we actually like finish that series? Because
Yeah.
I honestly have no memory of book 2.
yeah,
so
because
that's
at that
like-
point it was still a duology, and now there's like a third book, like
Yeah.
Tales from the Celestial Kingdom. But we did finish the duology. I think that's one of the only ones last year we actually finished.
I'm waiting
Out
on.
of my
I'm
head,
waiting,
I cannot tell you what happened.
I'm
Sorry.
waiting on that book for. I ordered it from Blackwell's for like the UK cover because I thought the UK cover was like much prettier, and I'm waiting on it. So, because I actually really enjoyed that series.
Yeah. Yeah, for me it was like I enjoyed it, but to me it was just a bit too quick and yeah, it was like it was fine. I liked it, but it didn't blow me away because I feel like I just wanted more.
Yeah.
But it's what we said, like, you know, I know like a lot of people will really appreciate it for its fast pace. But for me personally, it was just a bit too fast. Like I can definitely see that people would like it, but for me, I would have liked, you know, just give me 200 pages extra and just a bit more development.
Yeah. And that for a really big book. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a huge book, but it still felt too quick. But yeah, I'm a bit scared of the Killing Moon, honestly, because I think because this is N.K. Jemisin, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
I hated our other series, so I'm scared. Like terrified.
Yeah.
Because I really
I really liked the 5th season, but I know that it was like slightly confusing. But I think because I guess the plot twist early on, it was easier to understand what was happening. So I was like, oh, I understand.
I feel like if you understand what's going on and understand why things happen and, you know, all the nuances, it is a lot better and easier to read. Because if you don't get it, then you're like, wait, what?
I mean, I got it. I just still didn't like it. First person. It's like the second person.
Second person.
I hate second person. It reminds me of those Wattpad stories where they just, instead of use a name, they just go YN, like your name. And I was like, no, this brings back bad vibes. No.
I get that though, but I thought in the 5th season, like, you know, having read the 3rd book and actually knowing who was narrating the book and why and what was happening, I thought it was like really well done. But I definitely get that it was very confusing to read at times.
Yeah, I've never read book 2 or 3, although I do have them, so I need to make my way through.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if it takes me like 2.5 books to actually get to sort of a point where, this is actually really well written.
No, it will take you 3 books because it's really at the end of the 3rd book that you actually definitively know what's going on.
I kind of want to, you know, enjoy the time in between book 1 and the end of book 3 too. You know,
that's fair. Well, hopefully we like it. I think this one's not as confusing, right?
I hope so.
Like,
I mean, it's a desert vibe book, so that is definitely better in my opinion. I'm excited for
Guys,
this.
I need help. I don't know what to eat. I kind of want to order something, but then I just meal prepped and I have like 9 days worth of food in my fridge. So
What do you have in your fridge?
Yeah, but then what should I eat? Because I have like 6 different dishes in there.
What do you have?
I have tikka masala. I have chili. I have onion soup. I have orzo with spinach and sun-dried tomatoes and Parmesan cheese and the whole shebang. And then I have like an oven dish with minced meats, broccoli, potatoes, lots of cheese. I think that's my options.
I vote either the orzo or the curry. I would not utter in.
I should probably do the curry because that's oldest.
Then I would say go for the curry.
Probably.
I mean, I make no promises. I have to go to work, so yeah, there's no room for that.
Is asleep. Ugh.
The silent weep.
Yeah. N.K. Jemisin has a unique writing style and isn't for everyone. Yeah, that's true. I just hope that this book, The Killing Moon, is a bit more, I don't know, up my alley when it comes to themes and everything as well. So
At
maybe
the very least, it's not second person.
that's a definite win.
You know if
So-
it's like a fantasy or a sci-fi, or is it sci-fi fantasy? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because the fifth
I think
season is kind of a sci-fi, isn't it?
I think they dubbed it sci-fi, didn't they?
But I would also call a fifth season also kind of fantasy because I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it is set on our Earth. More like a dystopian than probably sci-fi, I would
Yeah.
say.
Isn't dystopian like a subsection of sci-fi though?
I mean, it literally, like, the genres they've voted for most is fantasy fiction, science fiction, and dystopia. So I would say, it literally says science fiction fantasy.
It's not really science fiction in the sense of spaceships and let's go to outer space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, let's put it that way. It might still be science fiction, but it doesn't have aliens.
Mhm.
No.
Well, nah, it's not really. aliens.
No. I wouldn't call it that. But yeah.
No. I kind of feel like the girl from TikTok, like, well, nah,
Maybe.
maybe.
I feel like you don't need to go to space to be a sci-fi though. Like there's different
No,
types of sci-fi.
like I
Like
said,
there's
it's not
interdimensional.
really sci-fi in that sense. Might be sci-fi, but it's not in the sense of
Yeah,
space
yeah,
and like space
Space
exploration,
stuff,
that
yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like a mix between sci-fi because to me, always I thought of dystopian as a subsection of sci-fi rather than a subsection of fantasy. Because if it's in the future world, then it's a dystopian world.
Well,
Yeah.
even I would say even Hunger Games is kind of like low key sci-fi.
Yeah, it's a dystopian, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was it like? They'd use like a lot of like genetically altered kind of scenarios, like in the first book, the fallen tributes had the same eyes as the dogs that attacked them.
yeah, all
At
the
the very
maps
end.
are like genetically engineered, right?
Yeah.
And like they have like really advanced technology for the
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
I
there's
I
like
just
the
still love.
Four Horsemen series by I think Laura Thalassa.
Yeah, Laura Thalassa.
Is that then because that I would classify that as dystopian, but then I wouldn't classify that as sci-fi because I feel like that's more fantasy.
I mean, technically speaking, they are sort of aliens to Earth, so you could, in that sense, call it a sci-fi. I think.
Yeah, but they're like angels or something, right?
Yeah,
So
gods.
that
I
would
think.
also be fantasy.
I mean, it could be.
I feel like it's a very fine line.
oh for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, I was talking about us more than you, but yeah,
Us being stressed from work, you know.
yeah. We were doing the live show for The Killing Moon on the 6th of April, right?
Yeah, I think it's like in
7th?
7th?
Yeah, 7th on Sunday. We usually have our live shows on the 7th on the Sundays.
Yeah.
We usually have it on the 7th Sundays. Yeah.
Yeah,
Does,
not just Sundays because Kira often works on Saturdays.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I
true.
never like we rotate that. Some Saturdays I have off and some Saturdays I don't, but usually the Saturdays I have off, I usually have stuff planned. So,
Yeah, that's why
Fair
we
enough.
usually stick to Sundays.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Sundays-
And I'm gonna have to start reading, I think.
I know, me too.
I'm still
Start-
debating because I have notes from it and I have tabs on it and everything else. I technically probably could just like go through like all my notes and my tabs and stuff, but I also kind of want to reread it too. So I'm kind of like, but I also like am getting to a point like where I really want to get back to the Sun Eater series. So I'm really, I'm kind of like at a crossroads like right now, and I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna feel after I finish this. So we'll see.
I mean, we still have 2 weeks.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you guys remember, like it's been 2 weeks since since you and I did the last sprint, and I've been
Yeah.
reading this for 2 weeks, and I'm only up to 244. I've been reading so slow lately because I feel like if I'm going to sit through a book, I want to try to savor it like a little bit more. So like I don't rush through books like I used to.
That's fair.
That makes sense.
Technically, I started The Killing Moon.
Nice.
I'm like
You're like
literally 2%.
3 pages in? Yeah.
2%. It's like, I don't know. I nearly finished the first chapter.
I remember really enjoying it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna like read another book, and then it's gonna be my book after that one, because if I leave it too long, I forget everything that I wanted to say. Then it's like,
Yeah. I think I'm gonna pick it up after I finish Shanghai Immortal.
how is
But
it?
that one's not too big.
Have you started it or no?
I'm like 1 chapter in. I'm intrigued. That's for sure, because I'm like really tempted to keep reading, but yeah, I kind of want to finish my audio first.
I like
which I think
vampires.
Me too.
Wait, that's
She's
about
like a-
vampires?
Yeah, it's about a half vampire, half Yulin fox spirit, and all sasshole. Literally what it says in here. She's a king ward, and she has spent the past 90 years running
Asshole, like
errands.
sassy asshole, or is that mean something?
Like sasshole. I don't know. I think it's like a
Probably
a
sassy
combination
asshole.
of things. Yeah, probably. Yeah. She has this, but basically, I think at least that's the first chapter, so I don't think that would be spoiling. She kind of finds a mortal in immortal Shanghai, and then has to bring this immortal to the king, considering she's the king's ward. But she is also very prone to sort of, sucking his blood out. So, interesting. It sounds really interesting. Like she's very sassy, definitely. So I'm very tempted. I think I will definitely continue this once I'm done with, the audio. So I might just read, because I have like this bit left of it. And if I listen to it, that's going to be an hour. If I just read it, it's probably going to be like 20 minutes. If it's even that. But shall we do the next sprint, by the way? I'm thinking that will be the last sprint for today.
Sounds good.
I'm good
Yeah.
with staying longer, but
I mean,
whatever
Yeah.
you want.
I do have to clean the house still, because tomorrow they're gonna make pictures of the house to go on the sale for sale site. So I kind of probably need to do some more of that. But you guys can stay in here, I think, if you want. I can log off. I think Femke, you also have admin rights, right?
I don't know, do I? I don't think I do.
I mean, if you can I sign
No,
that?
like before I logged in on your account.
Right. I mean, you can do that. That's fine with me. So you can sort of stay
Yeah,
on.
but then I would need your password again because I have no idea where that is.
Yeah, I think if you log in, it gives you like a code, so it can give you that. It's no problem. Wait.
How long
Shall
do
we?
we want the sprint to be?
Yeah, I will figure that out during the sprint.
We'll see during the next talky bit what we're gonna do.
Yeah. 45 minutes?
Why am I
What do we
actually
wanna
not logged into my normal account?
do? There goes Femke. Shall we do 45 minutes or something?
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you in 45 minutes.
Bye.
Bye. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Something's not working, I feel. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can't hear you guys. That's weird. Yeah, I have sound now.
Good.
How did you guys do?
I ate while watching an episode of Criminal Minds.
What did you end up eating?
The tikka masala because it was oldest.
Nice. What about you, Kira?
I read for a little bit. I got like maybe 30 pages in.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Finished it.
Nice.
I didn't like it.
No?
No, the ending was horrible.
Mm.
Literally horrible. So I gave it 2 stars. I think this is my first 2-star of the year, so that is quite sad.
Boo.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the first one. Second one just, the main character was insufferable. She was so immature, and it's a second book, so.
Sad.
Yeah. Joining a bit late. Also not me forgetting that I need to submit my points. Yeah, don't forget to submit your points. And no problem.
What will be the last day that we can submit points?
It's probably going to be like about like the ending of the first week of April, I think. So I'm thinking around the 7th of April. Something along
because
those lines.
I'm just reading and I'm just looking at what my books fit the prompts as I go. So it would be cool,
I mean, I'm definitely going to leave it open longer. I usually do. I mean, I haven't logged my points either, so
yeah,
no worries. I usually leave it open a bit longer.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
I listened to 1 chapter of Got Killer while cleaning the kitchen and showered. That's good.
Nice.
Good way. I started One Dark Window and read about 11 pages waiting on some pizza rolls. Oh, that sounds nice.
Kind of making me regret not ordering in.
I mean, proud of you. I'm glad I didn't continue that series then. The first one was already meh for me. Yeah, the first one wasn't stellar, but enjoyable. This last one was just imagine the main character, instead of going forward in growth, becoming more immature. This book.
I want to try to work on doing more of an unhaul, and I think I have the first book, so maybe that'll help me get rid of that one.
I mean, you could. I wouldn't recommend reading the second one for sure. The first one was, mediocre at best. So you could. I'm definitely unhauling them. I'm not keeping them. I am trying to finish a short story collection on womanhood. I'm over here holding in tears every other page. Oh no. Is it good, at least? Well done. I mean, especially for you, that's good.
Yeah.
Would it be okay if I submit all my books at the same time? Yeah, it's no problem. I think I'm going to do the exact same thing as well. So you can just submit whenever. You can submit when you're done with a book, when you do it at the end, do it in between. Whatever is fine with me as long as you submit them. That's the most important thing. The very worst, it will have completed this labor 18 tomorrow. Gosh, 18. Oh yeah, it's amazing. 5-star read for sure. That is amazing. That's good. Also, Femke, did you want to continue?
Nah, I mean, if the rest's all good, then we're just going to finish it after this talkity bit.
Okay. Or did you guys want to continue?
I think I'm good to call it because, we're probably just going to finish the rest of Free Body Problem, which is still like an hour and a half. So.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm kind of like, I had things I wanted to accomplish today. Oh, well, it's not going to happen.
I mean, it's a Sunday, so. It's a Sunday. Yeah. I mean, we've been at it for almost 4 hours anyway, so.
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty hefty. are we ready to call it quits then? Or are we? I'm a bit tired, I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
dozing off. That said, there will be, not sure who will join me, but at least I will be hosting some prints on Thursday for GreekGodAthon, and then next Sunday, the 31st, so the final day of GreekGodAthon. We already talked about it a bit, but don't forget to log your points, and if you haven't signed up, also do that. That said, please join us for reading The Killing Moon. I am going to start that soon as well. I think only Kira's read it so far, right?
I read it a while back though.
Yeah.
And it's been a bit. So that's like why I've been debating like whether or not I want to reread it or just like go like because I tabbed it up and I have notes also. So I've been kind of debating.
You could just maybe like skim read it a bit, maybe.
Yeah. I'm just debating.
That's cool.
We'll see, because I really enjoyed it, so I wouldn't mind reading it again.
Did you read the sequel as well? Did you read both?
I never got around to reading the sequel. So the sequel is going to be new territory.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That said, thanks everyone for hanging out with us, reading, being productive, eating, whatever it is that you did. And yeah, hopefully I will see you on Thursday. Otherwise, we hope to see you all on the 7th of April for the live show of The Killing Moon, which is hopefully going to be fun. Let's hope we can get some contrasting thoughts again. That's always the most interesting debate.
We all managed to read it this time.
I'm gonna try.
Why must you call me out like this?
I mean, to be fair, we've all stumbled in the past.
Yeah, but I'm notoriously bad about it. And I fully own up to that fact.
Yeah, I mean, I missed my first ever live show because I hadn't finished the book yet, so.
Oh well.
I finished the other ones the whole time.
That's good.
All right. I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you all for being here.